Hey there, it's Sunday, and I released the first video on the bandsaw build this morning. I got it finished. Not the bandsaw itself, but the video. I got that done. And I'm hoping that I'll get the second one done this week and get that posted on next Sunday. But I got one scene I need to record for that. And it's where I left off with the build, actually. I couldn't find my 1/2-inch blades for the saw. I wanted to get one, like I wanted to find one. I couldn't find them. I found them since. And put it on the saw and see how the tensioner worked. And I wanted to record that. Okay, so now I have the blades, because I found them where they weren't hidden, or where I hid them, actually, from myself. And now I can do that and record it and have that for the end of that video. So that'll be for next weekend, if I can get it done, because it was real bear to edit this first one. It's the distance between when I recorded it and now. You know, I've said before, my memory's not great, and I did all that back in October. That's months ago. And I've forgotten like all the details, and not to mention that I recorded it, like I filmed it with the idea that it was going to be for plans and also for a build series. So there was a lot extra in there that I had to sort through and watch and, you know, cut out, and to get a video that was reasonably well paced and, you know, a reasonable length, but also left in enough detail to show, you know, what I was doing. Because I knew, like, in the back of my mind that the video was not going to do well. I don't think the series is going to do that well either. Because, okay, homemade bandsaws, even though they're, like most of the ones you can see, or the ones I've seen, are based on one design, and this is a different design that I've come up with here. You really need to have the experience and the understanding of that to appreciate that distinction and to watch it for that reason. You know, most people don't. Most people that watch these videos that you know account for the majority of the views, they don't have any they don't have enough experience with these things to say, well, look, that's a different way of doing that, or, you know, that's a different thing right there. They're just seeing a bandsaw build, and they've seen bandsaw builds before. So that's what that's up against. And then that partly informed my decision not to make the plans, because I knew that the series wasn't going to do that well either. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to get hopefully the other one done this week. And another thing I got to do is clean up the shop, because I didn't do that. Like, what I got, like 4 or 5 days between this and the last video, maybe 4 days. I spent 2 days editing that video. Most of that was yesterday. I edit videos in 2 stages. The first stage is take all of the clips and put them in the timeline, and then go through and cut them down, right? And that takes a long time, but I can't do it all in one sitting. I have to take breaks. So I'll do, you know, a couple hours, I'll take a break, and then I'll do a half an hour and I'll take a break, and I'll do like an hour and take a break, so on and so forth, until I get it all cut down to the right length. And then yesterday, which is Saturday, I brought the video down in my basement, and I recorded the voiceover for it, and then spent the rest of the day cutting that in and you know, fixing everything up. Anyone that's edited videos like that knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, 2 days to edit that, but I never got out and I never cleaned up the shop. So I need to do that. I got another thing I want to talk about, and that's a video I watched the other day, and it's not the video itself. I left a comment on it. It was from Steve Ramsey's second channel, where he's talking to Matthias Wendel, saying that build project videos are dead. And I don't agree with that. Project videos may be somewhat dead for older channels, but not for newer ones. You look around, and you see the project videos got 5, 6, 7, 8 million views, or 2, 3, 4 million views, or 1 million views. You know, project videos are still watched as much as they always were. It's just that the older channels are somewhat striking out on that. And I've been saying this for a while now. My own channel is one where the project videos don't do especially well when you compare it to the what I call trivial content, where you're doing something that's, you know, people like watching these things because they think they're getting smarter when they're watching them, or maybe they're getting some entertainment value from them. But in the end, they don't really give you anything that you need to have, right? Like the difference between the strengths of glues and the wood joints and how strong certain types of wood are, and, you know, tips for not cutting off your fingers, or, you know, different things about stuff like that, which in the grand scheme of things, especially in woodworking, they don't really matter. Like all these minute differences between things, they don't matter. But these are the videos that are getting the views these days because there are more guys doing them. This kind of content has always gotten a lot of views. Look at my paper cut video, for example. It's my most watched video on my main channel, over 13 million views. And it's a 1 minute, well, is it a 1 minute? Yeah, it's around a 1 minute video where I put a paper saw blade on my table saw and I cut wood with it. I mean, what's the good of that for a woodworker? It's of no use, right? It's trivial content, but this is the stuff that always grabs the eyeballs. And it always has, and it always will, right? So build videos, project videos, I think are still doing better than they really have a right to do because of the relatively small audience for them. Like on my other channel there, I switched over to audio, and you want to talk about an even smaller audience, it's that, okay? Very few people in the general population have any true passion about audio. So you're really limiting yourself with it there. But, you know, if you get a video, and maybe some of that is based on the size of the channel to begin with, it has over 200,000 subscribers, so maybe some of those are still watching them, or at least clicking on them long enough for it to register as a view. You know, if you're getting one of those that are over 10,000 views, then you're doing okay, right? Because the audience is simply not there for that. And unless you build the channel from the beginning, focused 100% on that subject, you haven't captured that audience. And then some people simply, all you need to do is like start the video and show up on camera and, you know, looking the way you do. And some people will click away. They just simply don't like the way you look. Or open your mouth to say something. They simply don't like the way you sound. So I know this from my own experience. There are people, I look at them and I say, oh, I don't want to watch that guy. And then other guys, they start talking, and I can't stand the way he sounds, right? So there are lots of different things that will keep, and then there's also a perception of you know, your viewpoint, or, you know, if somebody holds strong views like I do about certain things, then that goes against you right there, and they won't watch what you're doing, right? So it's that audience, the size of the audience for woodworking is still pretty big when you compare it to other like niche things, but it's nowhere near the general population, okay? It's like a very small fraction. So the fact that a woodworking video can get, say, 25, 30,000 views in the first day for something that's fairly run-of-the-mill, that's pretty good, actually. And ones that get more, especially build videos that get more, that's exceptional, okay? So I don't think that project videos are dead. You know, I've said something similar in the past in other videos, either on here or on my main channel a little bit. But some of that was reacting to how things were at the time. Another thing is, you know, looking for a little bit of drama, okay? I've been guilty of that myself. You know, you put a provocative title on the video to get more people to click. And, you know, you act a certain way in a video, just talking about things that they want to hear, basically. Because, I mean, at the root of it, some people, not everybody, but some people really like to see other people fail, right? So if you say something negative about yourself, say, oh, I'm going to quit, or, you know, I have to quit because I can't make any money. They want to see that. They want to see you fail. So that's my take on it. And also another thing, I'll have to comment on that video, and Keith Brown left a comment on there saying that he prefers to make project videos because he knows that that's what his audience wants. And even if they take longer, he still wants to do that, like take longer and don't get as many views. He still wants to do that because they cater to his audience. And he said that he's getting enough from it as it is without having to worry about that. And that's the other thing about this, is this unsustainable or irrational focus on growth. Like most YouTube channels start off, and like ones that eventually get, you know, a big audience, they start off and go up like this, and then they plateau, you know, they top out, and then they start to fall a little bit. And that plateau is where a lot of people start to worry. And if it starts to fall off, then they start to worry even more. They figure, oh, I got to do something to stop this because I'm not growing anymore. Well, you don't have to grow, right? If you get to the plateau up where you peaked, and you fall off a little bit, but you're still doing okay, then why you worry about it, right? So that's the way I am with this. I stick with the project videos because that's what I started doing, mainly. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm okay. You know, I'm doing okay. You know, I don't have to, you know, tune this or change that or chase that or, you know, run after that or, you know, lose sleep at night because I'm not getting that many views. It's all good. It's all good. You know, like look at this channel. I put content, I put a video per week basically on this channel, and these videos don't do well. Okay, they don't make any money, but I do them anyway because I want to talk to the people that want to hear what I have to say. Okay, the other videos that I make, the bill videos on my main channel, they're for that, right? And this channel is for me to talk to you guys. So yeah, out of control growth. Some people think that is where it's at, but do you really need it? I don't think you do. After you get to a certain point, you level off, and as long as you're comfortable, then that's all that matters.
Gentlemen may talk of the age of chivalry, but remember the ploughmen, poachers, and pickpockets whom they lead. It is with these sad instruments that your great warriors and kings have been doing their murderous work in the world.